My one experience with Reiki with D was at a bar, and I asked him to open my third eye chakra, and he did at the bar.
How did it work?
It worked.
He's not full of shit.
But I also just thought it was funny that we were in the middle of a bar, and he was like tapping on my on my forehead.
Can I get a spot?
Hey man, can I get a spot?
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 Like mind, body, connection, energy transfer. I mean, that's when I was doing some research to get a little bit of background, because my background on Reiki is very much limited, So, I mean, welcome to the show. I definitely wanted to pick your brain, see kind of what it's all about. What is Reiki all about? What does it mean to you? How did you get started? So, I mean, give us a little intro about you.
Because he is a Reiki master, so
am.
that's different than just practicing Reiki, correct?
That is different. There are levels. I have taken all the levels and achieved all the certifications. I can give Reiki, I can teach Reiki, I can give Reiki from distance and through time and space.
Ooh.
That's awesome. Yeah, because I was looking, so since being a Reiki master, atonement means you can take students, right? You can pass your methods along.
Correct.
So, I mean, have you gone down that path where you have like students under you, or is it like an apprenticeship? I mean,
It would be like that.
Okay.
So the way that Reiki works, and when you get certified, you can actually see your lineage all the way back to the originator, the person who invented Reiki.
okay.
So with my certification, I also can see my complete lineage of all the way back to the beginning of the first Reiki practitioner. So that's very cool. But what was the question again? You were asking.
Have you taken students?
So I haven't taken students, no. Mainly because I'm more looking for. It's more of a commitment, in my opinion, than to just take a class. The way I took it is kind of low stakes, and it's fine for some people. But I think what I've learned is to really be proficient at it, function well in this energy space, in this mindful space. It's more of a lifestyle commitment. And so if I were to teach, I want to do the whole mentorship, not just teach Reiki.
Yeah.
I would want them to be a client. I'd want them to take on my mentorship and
Yeah, like fully invested instead of just kind of, yeah, I'm doing this on the side kind of stuff.
yeah, I don't want to teach Reiki. I want to teach
A lifestyle.
managing your energy.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. No, absolutely. So, I mean, for anyone listening that has no idea what Reiki is, I mean, give us a rundown on what that means to you specifically.
Reiki is a Japanese word, is a Japanese practice, and it literally means energy healing. And so that's exactly what it is. With Reiki, there's 7 primary chakras that we have in our bodies. There's a bunch of chakras, but there's 7 main chakras. And those chakras regulate things like body function, physically, emotionally, your energy and your creativity, all the things that we do daily, whether you think about it or don't think about it, is being managed by your energy and your 7 chakras. And the things we experience in life can throw you out of alignment. You experience trauma, and so you have things that throw you out of balance. And so what Reiki does is it focuses energy on those 7 chakras to help bring back balance, bring back alignment, and help connect you with purpose and joy and things of that nature.
Awesome.
That's really cool. I mean, like I said, the experience that I have with Reiki and chakras as well is limited to Avatar: The Last Airbender. Because the way they put it was like it's pools of water. When one pool gets stopped up for some reason, it kind of just affects all the other pools down the road.
Absolutely.
Because you said there's 7, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so what are they?
So, great question. We'll start with your crown chakra, and it's at the top of your head. And that is basically your connection to source. In the metaphysical world, everything's energetic, and there's an energy source. And so in our oneness, we all have connection to source. And your crown chakra is what helps connect you there and keep you maintained in that connection. Then you have your third eye chakra in between your eyes. And that is going to connect you with your intuition or your psychic ability and things like that. You've also got your throat chakra. Your throat chakra helps you manage your ability to speak your voice, speak your purpose, speak from your soul. Then you've got your heart chakra, and that's going to be, I guess, the best way to describe your heart chakra would be that's where your inner child lives. That's where your love lives. I feel like I lost myself in my headphones. Yeah, so your heart is your connection to your love, your being, your inner child, like I said before. After your heart chakra, you've got your sternum chakra, and that's going to be your source of personal power, your source of confidence and courage and connection to have the strength to live your soul's purpose. Then you've got your sacral chakra, and that's going to be your connection to your creativity, your vitality, your energy. And then lastly, you've got your root chakra, and that connects you to your body, your physical form, this earth, the planet, the things around you.
Okay.
And so ideally, you don't want to have too much or too little energy in any of those chakras. And it's the energy kind of moves throughout those 7 chakras in kind of a figure 8 pattern in your body.
Yeah.
And anytime you experience trauma or negative things, low vibrations, any one of those chakras can be thrown off balance as your body tries to protect itself from harm or danger or whatever. As your ego responds, different energies get thrown out of whack, depending on the trauma, depending on the person, depending on the coping mechanisms. And so with Reiki, what I can do is it can be what I prefer. What I find most helpful is when there's an actual intimate connection between me and the person I'm delivering the Reiki to. We talk about at the beginning of a Reiki session, we'll set an intention. That intention, I'll kind of talk through, what kind of things do you want to focus on? What kind of energy do you want to send to X, Y, and Z for whatever reasons? You can set your intention to be whatever you want it to be, as long as it's about you. Like, I can't say, I want to do this Reiki session and help Travis Ann heal her body. I can't do that for her. She has to request the energy for herself. But I can say, I'm feeling achy in my ankle. Let me send some healing energy there. Or I've got a job interview next week. Let me send some positive energy to that date, to that time slot where I'm having that job interview, and hope for the best.
My one experience with Reiki was at a bar, and I asked him to open my third eye chakra, and he did at the bar.
How did it work?
It worked.
You're like, he's not full of shit.
But I also just thought it was funny that we were in the middle of a bar, and he was like tapping on my on my forehead.
So what I probably did, I remember that happening. I don't remember exactly the whole exchange, but what I probably did was I drew the power symbol on your forehead, on your third eye. And so in Reiki, there's lots of symbols, and they're in kanji, so that's a cool little thing, is learning these little kanji symbols from hundreds of years ago. But I drew the power symbol on there, and I figured you'd have some clarity by it. I probably told you by the time you wake up in the morning, you'll probably feel different. But
I was also drunk, so
it sounds like it worked a little faster.
Yeah. So it probably helped with the hangover.
Yeah,
Felt a little bit better that day. So how did you get started with all this specifically?
All of this. So I've kind of had I've had a psychic intuition my whole life and just didn't really call it that or know it was that. And the older I got, the more experiences I got, you're kind of like, you're a little psychic. And then that became, you're a lot psychic. And I tried to, once I believed that I had the ability, I started to learn about it, self-taught research, things like that. But the Reiki specifically, my wife would have ailments or not feel well or her stomach hurt or something, and I would just put my hands on her and they would go away. she would express that she was feeling better and like significantly better.
Yeah.
And so after a few instances of that, again, I'm like, okay, this is a real thing. Let me research it. And I signed up for classes, took the 3 courses, got the 3 certifications, and now I'm a practicing Reiki master.
And the rest is history. That's awesome.
So how old were you when you decided, okay, this is really something. I really have these, psychic abilities, and I should start learning more about it.
Learning more about it was definitely like mid-20s. I'd say 24, 24 or so, which 24 is a significant age for me. So it's a significant number for me. If you're heavy into numerology and all the synchronicity that comes with numbers, 24 is my life. I mean, I've got it tattooed on me, and I've had it tattooed on me since I was like 19 years old.
Oh, wow.
It was my number when I played basketball. Like 24 is it's Kobe Bryant was my favorite basketball player. Like all the things, 24 means everything. But I started really investing and learning in this stuff around 24. But I started acknowledging that I had psychic ability in high school because I'd like have a song in my head and I'd turn the radio on and it's on. Or I just knew things that I shouldn't know about people or about things that are going to happen. Synchronicities would happen. So I acknowledged it in high school. Didn't start learning about it until probably 24. But I was busy playing basketball and going to school and chasing girls. So there wasn't time to learn about psychic stuff in that.
I mean, like when Amanda told me that we had this opportunity to have you on here, I was super excited because you're right. I mean, we're not just hey, this is how you work out and that's it. This is how you eat right. It's like there's different methods to be healthy and like different standards of people considering I am a healthy person.
Right.
So, I mean, when you're performing a Reiki session with somebody, and what can someone expect from that? Are they expecting like, I'm going to feel like a whole brand new person, or is my ailment that I'm dealing with going to be fixed? I mean, what can someone expect from you?
I wish I could guarantee that you feel like a brand new person.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah. If I could guarantee that, that'd be exceptional. To be responsible in my practice, I tell people all the time, I'm not doing the work here. It's not some magic I'm doing. Really, the energy is doing the work. You're doing the work. It's about how honest you're willing to be with yourself, how mindful you're willing to be as you listen and experience the sensations in your body, the memories you have, the things you experience. I mean, I'm a guide on a journey. I'm a facilitator. I have experience with energy, with Reiki, with interpreting signs, and so I can help you put together your puzzle pieces, but really the customer, the person, the individual, the recipient is doing the work. So I want to be very clear with that. Now, all that said, what can you expect? You could come to a Reiki session either virtually or in person, and we do the energy work, and you don't feel anything in the session, before the session, after the session. You feel completely the same. That does happen. Now, what are some of the things you might feel? You might feel sensations like spinning or floating or weightlessness. You may see colors, images. You may see memories. You may see things that look like memories, but you've never experienced them before. Anything, smells, sounds, colors, I've already said colors, textures, anything you can think of, any experience you think you could have, you could have. Beyond the sensations that you may feel, what I usually tell people, what I encourage people to do is to just be mindful, be present, take notice. If you feel a feeling, if you feel an emotion, if you feel a sensation, you see a color, you see a pattern, take note of those things. Everything has purpose. Everything happens for a reason. And there are signs. And it's about being able to be aware of the signs and interpret the signs. And so that's where I try to help. And that's where the intimacy helps, is your willingness to share and be transparent what your experiences were, your willingness to be vulnerable